So I want to start by appreciating all of you that followed us last year. And it's yet another year where we are here to be able to edify and build one another. Not only me to speak to you, but to be able to bring people who we are all learning from, and they're also learning from us. So as we start this, I'm very excited that I'll be interviewing one of people that I look up to, and she's a mother to me. And I'm going to give her an opportunity to express herself, her names, and what she does.
Okay, my name is Betty Nanyonga. I'm a mother to two, Angela Kisache and Adela Chirabo. I'm a teacher, and I'm a farmer.
Hey, okay.
I do quite a lot of stuff, but
Great.
mostly centered in teaching.
Wow. Yeah, I think that puts us in hopefully one category of we are all teachers, but one of us is experienced, the other is still gaining the experience.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So she mentioned of the two daughters that she has, and I'm very excited to have gone to school, uni, with one of the daughters, my sister, Angie, we call her. I'm very excited to have you here. I know we've talked about this, to have this interview before, but because of the different errands that we all have, it's taken us time to have this finally, but we are more than happy that we are having it.
I'm also glad I'm here.
Yeah, so to be honest, this is one of the first interviews that we've done with a person who is not a millennial, but someone who is beyond that, someone who is older, who is able to speak to us, because we are all here and we do this so that we are able to grow, to become better people. Yeah, and so as I was thinking through, I was like, what would be the best thing, a parent would be speaking to you about? Because as we grow, we realize that there are lots of winds that will come around us, and at times they will hinder us from reaching our destinies. So, and before we go into what we want to talk about, last year was an amazing year.
It was.
Yeah, and we have not seen a year like that.
Yeah.
And so I want to call it a unique year, for not lack of a better word, but just being optimistic that this will be better. Yeah, but like in your own perspective, like you are a mom, and then you have other errands, you have people that are under you. How did you find it? What is the one thing that last year taught you?
Now, last year to me, actually, I call it a very, I would say it's a miraculous year.
Yeah.
That's, when I was sitting and starting 2021, as I was writing about 2020, I felt like one name I can give it. It was a miraculous year. It's a year that taught me how to trust in God, how to have faith. But it's a year also I experienced God fulfilling His promises.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot that happened. It taught me to cope with any situation. Yeah, and I remember at the start of the first lockdown, where we couldn't move, only by walking. So I just adopted to that, and at first it was challenging, but as time went on, it was something I felt like, oh, I can do it. Yeah, so I would say I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to work with different people. Before even the year, I was working with elderly people. So when COVID came in, I was like, oh, will I be able to reach these elders I've been reaching? Yeah, but yet I didn't stop. I still continued to go reach out to them and share with them what I had. Of course, I had to be very protected, and I also had to protect them. At some point, I would hear sad news, so and so has gone, and you couldn't even go to mourn with them. But I would say it was a year that taught me a lot. It taught me how to be independent. It taught me how to appreciate the storm and have peace in the storm.
Wow. Thank you very much. And so from what I'm hearing, your perspective of what 2020 was, for most of other people that I've talked to, is totally different. But I feel like for you to call it a miraculous year, for you to find peace in the storm, is because you have trusted.
Yeah.
It's because you have trusted, that's why you are able to still find it a miraculous year where God was still able to work through your life, through what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like that part that you talked about of how you found a peace in the storm.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one part that many of us we missed because it's not easy to find peace in the storm. And I feel like there is something that it takes for you to be able to find peace in the storm. What is this? Like, what would someone take away from this? What is one of the ways you're able to find peace in the storm? Was it by reading your word, the word of God? Was it by reminding him of his promises? What was it?
Now, luckily, I happen to be doing BSF. So BSF is a Bible study fellowship where we study the word of God.
Yeah.
And for a good reason, this time we're learning about Genesis.
Yeah.
And learning about Genesis, there's a lot, like when God started all the creation, like just studying the word, it gave me peace, it gave me comfort, it gave me time to review the promises of God and also trust in God. Yeah.
Wow. I like the fact that you talked about trusting, because one of the things you're going to be talking about today is trust. And you know, as we grow up as young people, the millennials right now, it's one thing that we struggle with. When a storm comes, we feel like he's not there. Trusting is something that we have continued to build every day, yet lose it the next morning. Because of the different storms that are coming, but to you, and seeing what the Lord has done through you in the previous year, even this year, how are we able to maintain our trust in the Lord?
You need to know who you are, and then after knowing that, you need to study the word, but also surround yourself around positive people who are going to help you, like even when you feel like, oh, I'm broken, I can't do it. People who are going to help you, to remind you, like to encourage you, to support you. Yeah, but also the most important thing is to know that God is with you. You know, that God cannot leave you. Yeah. And maybe also, and also reviewing. You know, it's a different story. Like, one thing I love doing, I always take note. So I'll write about how Monda's been, I'll write about the following day, and then the day after that. So that also helps you, like, to review and find out, oh, how was the other day? How did I overcome that day? Okay, if I overcome, or if I was able to manage the challenge, the previous challenge, then why not this?
Great. So, ma'am, I like what you're talking about. Taking notes, that's a challenge that I need to take on. I didn't know that, hey, being able to reflect on how your day went and writing it down was that important. Let's put this to a practical bit of we the millennials, and I know you are our mother. What are the practical ways we can start? Because I don't feel like it's going to be built in one day to trust. But what are some of the ways, practical ways that we can start trusting?
That you can start
trusting, and maintaining our trust in the Lord, so that even when the storm shows up, we still cling.
Now, I'll share with you, like in the previous years, I'd always written a New Year resolution. At the start of the year, we sit as family, and we set targets for ourselves. And even when we are setting targets, we look at the ones we might be able to achieve in a certain period of time, and the ones that are long running. So as you set targets, or as you start your new year, or as you start your day with a plan, it helps you, like, to know, because it's another thing also trusting in the Lord. But when you know what you want to trust in the Lord for, it also helps you a lot. So to me, it's one thing I do. I make sure, like, at the start of the year, I'll write what do I want to see myself achieving. In the middle of the year, how far have I gone? At the end, what haven't I achieved? What hindered me from achieving that goal? That's why I'm telling you, to me, 2020 was a miraculous year, because there's that one thing we used plan and trust God for as a family.
Yeah.
And the year would end when we just saved a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It was something to do with constructing a home for a family.
Yeah.
But we would get to the middle of the year
Yeah.
when we've saved little, you know. Because we had given ourselves a target that, okay, we'll be saving this amount, but yeah, we could go back and we haven't achieved it.
Yeah.
But then 2020 comes and it happens. So to me, when I go back to my diaries and I see that, oh, I'd set this target and here we are, we've achieved that target. To me, I feel like, one way that can help you is to know what you're trusting God for, but also keep in prayer.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. So if I got you well, ma'am, you are telling us that having a goal of where you want to go and trusting God, these are two things that have to work hand in hand.
Yes.
Then you have a sense of direction where we are headed as young people. Just again, today we are shooting from Neighborhood Connect Cafe. It is in between Buganda Road, Bombo Road. It's open from 9 a.m. in the morning all the way to 5. All the coffee that you need is here. All the other snacks that you may want to have, African tea, mention it. You all find it at this place. Please make sure that as you go by, you drop by and get yourself coffee, cappuccino, any juice that you want. Hey, pass by. It's a great place to be. All right, ma'am, let's continue. The other part that I felt like would be prudent for us to talk about is the point of humility. And today I'm talking to you about things that we struggle with, and I'm speaking on behalf of lots of other youths. You know, humility for us, we find it to be something that the devil uses when we become proud to take us off what he has called us to do, God. So, when we talk of humility, tell me some of the ways that God has taught you how to be humble.
Now, being a teacher,
you
happen to work with kids of different characters, different personality, and you'll find that in one way or another, you as a person, you have to know them, but you also have to respect them. If you're going to if they're going to respect you back, you also have to respect them first. So one way I apply humility in my job. I make sure I listen. I give kids a voice. I listen to them. I speak success to them with words of encouragement. I motivate them. There are moments you find them when they're down. I help them grow. There are moments you'll find them when maybe they're struggling with behavior issues. How do you attack that? How do you help them to know that, okay, this is right, this is wrong? So that's some of the ways I apply that in my life.
Oh, wow. So you're telling me that one of the things we need to do is for us to be able to listen, because listening is very important. Again, you know, to us, one of the things that throws us off is when God blesses us in a way, then pride kicks in. When we feel like we are better, pride kicks in. What are some of the practical ways you feel like we can start with?
I think the most important things you have to know, why were you called in the position you're in? How are you going to inspire people? If you're being proud, are you going to help anyone else to also love what you're doing? So I think those are some of the important things you have to be mindful of. When you talk about, okay, like when you're leading people, how are you helping these people to grow or to learn from you? Are you going to leave a legacy, or you're just going to be you as you get it? So these are all things that you have to apply. Kindness.
So like, how do I want to be remembered? Am I leaving a legacy? Am I someone who had a teachable spirit? Things like that. Great. Wow. Thank you very much for taking off some time today to share with us. But one of the things that I want you to talk about, and guess what? Feel free to talk to us as a mother would be talking to his children. what are some of the thoughts you would want to leave with us as we go through this year? What are some of your advice you would want to leave with us, the young people? Not only the young, but also the youths that be watching what we do. What are some of the lifetime lessons that you would want to leave with us?
One thing I would encourage young people,
Yeah.
it's not late. Live a life with purpose. Know where you want to go. Know your destiny. I think that comes to knowing where you want to go.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with the right people. Pray and trust in God.
Yeah.
When you find challenges, be reminded. Before even praying, be reminded that there is someone you can trust, and that is God. But also, find the right people to share with. Yeah.
Wow. Those are lifetime lessons that I feel like I still need to go back home and have them noted down. Thank you very much for taking off some time. Friends, we are more than excited to have you on our YouTube channel. Thank you for visiting our YouTube channel. This is Andy's Inspiration, where we edify one another, learn from each other, and we shoot videos every second week of the new month. Hey, feel free to always leave your comment, and guess what? Just before you leave, I see you subscribe. Thank you very much. Until we see you on our next